Every generation swears it won't make the same money mistake its parents made, and every single one makes it anyway, just wearing different clothes. Your grandparents made it in a house, your parents made it in a lifestyle. Millennials made it in experiences. Gen Z is making it right now, on camera, in real time. Same mistake, 4 costumes. And by the end of this, you'll know exactly which one you're wearing. Here's the thing nobody tells you. The mistake is not being bad with money. The people who fall into this are usually careful. They budget. They plan. That's what makes it so hard to see, because from the inside, it never feels like a mistake. It feels like arriving. Let me define the trap in one sentence, and then watch how it changes shape across 70 years. Every generation gets handed a picture of what making it is supposed to look like. And the moment they can afford that picture, they buy it. Usually on credit, usually right at the edge of what they can carry. They spend their peak earning years paying for the look of wealth instead of the thing itself. That's it. That's the whole trap. Now watch it wear 4 different disguises. Costume number 1, the house. For the generation that grew up after the war, one thing meant you'd made it. Owning your home, their parents rented. Renting meant you were still climbing. So the second the bank said yes, they took the biggest mortgage they could carry because that was the move. Everyone agreed it was the move. And for a while, it worked. Homes appreciated. That house is worth 4, 5 times what they paid. But here's the quiet catastrophe. A lot of that generation is now sitting on a house worth a fortune and almost nothing else. The pension got restructured in the 90s. The savings never got funded because every spare dollar went into the house. The extension, the new kitchen, the second bathroom. They own a museum of their own success, and they can't afford to retire inside it. The house wasn't the mistake. Believing the house was the entire plan, that was the mistake. Costume number 2, the lifestyle. The next generation looked at their parents and said, "We'll do better, we'll earn more." And they did earn more. That part actually worked. But here's what happened to every race. It vanished. Promotion at 32, nicer car. 6 figures at 38, bigger house. Kids hit school, add the yearly holiday. Every single decision made sense on its own. They could afford it. They'd earned it. Economists have a clinical name for this: lifestyle creep. Your spending rises to swallow your income the instant it arrives, so no matter how much more you make, the gap between what comes in and what stays never actually grows. So you get a person earning triple what their parents earned, who somehow saves the same tiny slice. They look successful. The car says so. The house says so. But they're 10 years from retirement running numbers that don't add up, and they can't figure out where 20 years of good salary went. It went into the costume. Paid monthly on direct debit for 2 decades. Costume number 3, the experience. Now, millennials. And I have to be fair here, because the system genuinely moved against this generation. The 2008 crash detonated right as they were supposed to start building. Wages stalled, house prices ran away. That's real, and it's not their fault. But watch what the trap does when the old costume becomes impossible. When you can't afford the house, the pension, the equity, you don't stop chasing a rival. You just chase a version you can afford. For millennials, that became experiences, travel, restaurants, concerts, the full passport, and the entire culture rose up to bless it. Spend on memories, not things. You can't take it with you. Live your life. Every brand, every caption, every think piece told them this wasn't spending. This was wisdom. The enlightened generation who finally understood that money was for living. And look, memories are real. But at 38, a lot of them have a spectacular photo library, no assets, and a low hum of anxiety they quiet by booking the next trip. The costume changed from a house to a boarding pass. The function stayed exactly the same. Spend now to feel arrived. Build nothing underneath. Costume number 4, the aesthetic. And this one's the cruelest because it's the smartest generation wearing it. Gen Z is the most financially literate generation in human history. They know what an index fund is at 19. They talk about compound interest for fun. You'd think they'd have dodged the whole thing. They didn't. They just moved the trap somewhere new onto the screen. The arrival signal for Gen Z isn't a house or a passport. It's an aesthetic. The fit. The desk setup. The apartment that photographs well. Objects whose main job is to broadcast taste to an audience of strangers. And here's the twist that makes it so slippery. They're doing this while investing. She puts $50 a month into a portfolio, and she's genuinely proud of it, and she should be. But she's also spending $200 a month on things that exist mostly to look good on a feed. She has the vocabulary of wealth and the spending habits of performance. She talks financial freedom out loud while quietly contradicting it in the checkout. The trap isn't ignorance anymore. It's performance. posting about the number instead of growing the number. So, 4 generations, 4 costumes, 1 trap worn again and again by careful, intelligent people who were only doing what everyone around them agreed was the move. Now, the part that actually matters, and because people do escape this, every generation has them. And when you look at what they did differently, it's almost always the same one thing. They were willing to look less rich than they actually were. That's the whole secret, and it's brutal because it fights every instinct you have. They drove the older car, stayed in the smaller place, skipped the trip, passed on the upgrade, and they took the difference, the money everyone else spent on the costume, and put it somewhere that compounded. They let themselves look like they were behind so they could actually get ahead. The rule, if you want one, is 4 words. Assets first, costume second. Not forever. Just until the assets are big enough to pay for the costume themselves. That's the move. That's the only move. It hasn't changed in 70 years, only the outfit has. So here's what I want you to sit with. Honestly, which costume are you wearing right now? The house that holds everything you own, the lifestyle that ate every raise, the experiences that felt like living but built nothing, or the aesthetic that performs a wealth it hasn't created yet? There's no shame in the answer. Every generation got sold its costume by a culture that profited from selling it. The only thing that's ever set people free is being able to say out loud which one is theirs. Tell me which one you're wearing, and if this hit a nerve, someone in your life is wearing one too. Send it to them.